So, good evening all. I am Shubham Agarwal and welcome to Stellar IAS Academy. And I'll be the mentor for Indian polity or political science and international relations for your Punjab PCS. ਤੇ Stellar IAS ਰਾਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕੋਰਸ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗਾ PCS ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ। ਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ I would like to thank ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ that they've rolled out this notification in such tough times. बहुत ही tough times में उन्होंने they've rolled out this initiative and the whole world is in crisis and he's rolled out his notification. And I would like to, secondly, I would like to, more important than that, I would like to congratulate you all कि तुसी लोगों ने ये decide किया that you are going to face the most prestigious exam of Punjab. पंजाब दा सब तो उच्च कोटि दा सब तो उच्चतम I would say the most prestigious and most precious exam of Punjab, that is Punjab Civil Services for various posts like SDM बनोगे तुसी, DSP बनोगे तुसी, you will be a DFSC, District Food Controller and all that, so you will be preparing for that. So I would like to congratulate you all because it is not a small dream to do and क्योंकि अपना एग्जाम आया है, नोटिफिकेशन आई है तो तैयारी तो करनी पैनी है because without preparation I do not think this exam is a cakewalk, but yes, with some proper guidance, with some proper preparation, ये एग्जाम थोड़े लिए खाला जी दा घर बन जाऊगा. It will be a very very easy exam and it would be a cakewalk for you people. So आज मैं कुछ पढ़ाना नहीं चाहूँगा. This is a first orientation class I would say. Not a demo class, let's not call it a demo class. I do not like the word demo. You see, demo उस बंदे दा लिता जाता है जिस बंदे दे बारे अपन शक होए. ते मैं तो हैगा ही बंदा पंजाब दा. I am from district Fatehgarh Sahib and that's my hometown, मतलब ancestral village, Basi Pathana. ते obviously now I am based in Delhi and Chandigarh, but yeah, my roots are from Punjab. So मेरी माँ बोली पंजाबी है ते मैं भी पंजाबी हाँ, मेरा खून भी पंजाबी है. ते let's come back to my subject, that is Indian polity. See, polity is the core of any civil services examination, be it Haryana civil services, be it Punjab, be it Himachal, be it Indian civil services or the IAS exam. ते polity जेड़ा हैगा backbone हैगा, polity is the core and you cannot ignore polity. Because the laws, the policies and the amendments and the provisions of the constitution, they are not just confined to the political sphere. They are also confined to the economic sphere and the social sphere and the cultural sphere. So everywhere there is polity involved and everything revolves around polity, I would say. So, and with respect to clearing the exam, yes, polity is no mug and polity is very very important. I'll tell you how when I'll analyze the trends. So पॉलिटी ਦੇ हर साल ਤੁਸੀਂ देखो भी क्वेश्चन आए आ रहे हैं. If you analyze the trends of 2012, 2013, 2015 and 2018 exam, you will feel that polity चो, Indian polity चो, you are getting around about 20 questions on an average, and 20 questions out of 100 questions means 20%. So it involves, my subject involves 20% of the stakes in your preparation. So hence we cannot obviously, and you cannot undermine any subject actually, not just polity, because history में भी आ रहे हैं, economics में भी आ रहे हैं. And one more thing which I would like to highlight now, that now the exam is no more the exam which was prevalent before 2012. 2012 ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ exam ਸੀਗਾ, it was very very fact based. It was very very, they used to ask you the dates and they used to ask you the names of personalities and the cities and all that, where is this situated and all that. But abhi the trend has changed. Abhi there is more focus on the concepts. So conceptual clarity ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ subject ਦੀ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ. If you simply mug up the fundamental right, भी article 14 ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ right to equality हैगी, article 15 ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ against discrimination हैगा, फिर untouchability आ गई थोड़ी, फिर freedom of speech expression आ गया, फिर थोड़ी right to life liberty आ गई. No, now the trend has changed. Now you have to understand things. He is not simply asking you the article or he is not simply asking you the dates. He is asking you the analytical questions that he's provoking you to think. ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣ ਲਈ ਮਜਬੂਰ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ. ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੱਟਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਪੇਪਰ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ. So this is why the nature of the exam has changed, and you don't know that what would be the next, if you have a comprehensive list of some facts, you could easily mug it up and go to the exam and clear it. But abhi aisa nahi hai. Since you need that conceptual clarity, thonu analysis the load हैगी, thonu understanding the load हैगी, and hence this is our work. Here we come into the picture. And as the lecture, obviously, as I told you, I would not be teaching anything. I would be discussing 4 important things with you. The first important thing is the syllabus, obviously the scope of my subject, कि क्या क्या पंजाब पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन ने ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ। ਤੇ second thing, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ, but ਉਹ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਆ। They have given a list of syllabus, but that syllabus is not comprehensive. So there are a few loopholes in that syllabus. And उन loopholes को हम exploit करेंगे, क्योंकि उन loopholes में से ही questions आ जाते हैं। They ask you some questions which are not from the topics which are not even mentioned in the syllabus. But however, yes, they are somewhat related to Indian polity. So I would tell you the trends कि कितना पंजाब ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ questions put कर रहे थे, कितना पंजाब ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ questions पूछ रहे हैं। तीसरी चीज, the third most important thing, I would discuss with you the two few questions with you. मैं 2018 ਦਾ ਪੋਲਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰ ਦਾਂਗਾ ਤੇ 2015 ਦਾ, because those are the latest trends which have been coming through the most recent exams which we have. And ਚੌਥੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ, I'll discuss my approach ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਾਂਗਾ. How would I take polity with you all and how would I help you? I would help you with materials or my lectures or my understanding, or if you have any doubt, how could you contact me, whether at institution or whatever that, procedural things. So we'll see that. So coming back, let's start with the syllabus. So we divide the syllabus into 3 parts. The first part is your core polity. The second part, your international relations. The third part is the political theory. So when we talk about the core polity, what PPSC mentions is basic features, provisions, amendments, schedules, then some ancillary topics in the form of elections or your ROPA, representation of people's act ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਕਰਦਾ PCS, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੰਚਾਇਤੀ ਰਾਜ institutions, very 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 important. Every year there is a question. Every year there is a question on amendments. Every year, even 1 or 2 or 3. Every year there are questions on schedules. Every year there is a question or 2 from elections, and every year there is a question or 2 on Panchayati Raj institutions. Then he talks about another ambiguous topic, that is regionalism. And collision politics. See, I do not think that this topic should have been a part of your prelims, because regionalism is a concept. Collision politics as such is a concept. I do not know how will you ask a MCQ, multiple choice questions on these. सिर्फ एक ही बार क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है, वो भी किसी पॉलिटिशियन की कोट थी कि the regional politics has been antagonistic to the Indian polity, or it has not helped the Indian polity. So it could have been that your examiner would have googled what is regional politics, the regional politics, the news tab पे उन्हें क्लिक किया होना, the news ते नीचे खबरें आ गई होना भी लालू प्रसाद ने, नीतीश कुमार ने या ममता बनर्जी ने regional politics या collision politics दे बारे की किया है, ते वो quotation उन्होंने पाती भी दसो केड़े बंदे ने regional politics दे बारे ये गल कही है। उन ऐसे क्वेश्चन आजकल आने बंद हो गए। However, we will see. I will teach you the concept of regional politics, what regional politics is, and how is the the position of Prime Minister or PMO linked to regional politics or regionalization. Is regionalism always good for your nationalism or is regionalism antagonistic to it? It is both ways. ਇਹ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਦ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਚੱਲੀ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਰੀਜਨਲਿਜ਼ਮ ਇੱਕ ਮਾੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸੀਗੀ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਲਈ, ਤੇ ਜੇ ਤੇਲੰਗਾਨਾ ਵਾਲੀ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਚੱਲੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਰੀਜਨ ਲਈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ, ਬਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, ਤਾਂ ਤੇਲੰਗਾਨਾ ਦੇ ਫਾਰਮਰਸ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਕਜ਼ਲੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਉਹ ਮਾੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੋਰਖਾਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਸੈਪਰੇਟਿਜ਼ਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਮਾੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਨਾਗਾਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਨਾਰਥ ਈਸਟ, that is a bad type of regionalism. Similarly, the things going on in Kashmir, yes, you might have your hearts with Kashmir, you might have your hearts with Kashmiris and Kashmiriyat and Jamhuriyat. However, seceding from India is not an option. We cannot let Kashmir go, we cannot let Kashmiris go. We have to integrate them by whatsoever thing. ਚਾਹੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਰਟੀਕਲ 370 ਐਬਰੋਗੇਟ ਕਰੀਏ, ਚਾਹੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਵੀਜ਼ਨ ਛਿਨ ਲਈਏ, ਚਾਹੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਯੂਟੀ ਬਣਾ ਦਈਏ, ਸਟੇਟ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖ ਸਟੇਟਸ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਦੇ ਦਈਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਖਤਮ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ। We will see all that. The next topic which he mentions in this regionalization and coalition politics or as a separate topic is internal security. So he says that various armed conflicts or armed threats to the Indian polity since independence 1947 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 2020 ਤੱਕ 70 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਪੋਲਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਰਮਡ ਕਨਫਲਿਕਟਸ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਆਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਟਰਨਲ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਵੱਲ, ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। We'll discuss all that problems. Yes, I'll also talk about the Operation Blue Star. I'll give you a gist of Delhi riots. See, we will not go into the politics of it. The Congress ने किया, BJP ने किया, कालिया ने किया, कैप्टन ने किया, वो ऐसी गल नहीं करेंगे, and we will not talk about that in our lectures. We will talk about what matters to the Indian polity. Polity को उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है, साड़ी polity ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। So we are more concerned with that rather than the politics. Our subject is not politics, our subject is polity. So we'll discuss polity, not politics in that. Coming back to the second part, international relations. Obviously he's talked about United Nations organization, its agencies, other bodies related to UN. Then he talks about the global institutions and their role in the world peace and world trade and all other issues like WTO, IMF, World Bank, BRICS हो गया, थोड़ा G20, it was recently in news, G7 was in news. Why? Donald Trump said that ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਕਲੂਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਜਾਪਾਨ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੋਰੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਕਲੂਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ G7 ਚ, because G7 is not a representative institution, or rather what would be the better model? Dissolve G7 and go for G20. G20 is the institution of 20 nations, the 20 topmost nations which have a say in international politics or global politics. It is the biggest trend, or the trends of globalization can be influenced by the G20 members. जो G20 members दुनिया से decision making करते ने, दुनिया किथे जाऊगी, ग्लोबलाइजेशन वाल जाऊगी या डी ग्लोबलाइजेशन या रिवर्स ग्लोबलाइजेशन वाल जाऊगी, वो ट्रेंड ਆਪਾਂ G20 ਦੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੀਟਿੰਗਸ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਸਮਿਟਸ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੀ, ਜੁਆਇੰਟ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਸਾਰੇ 20 ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਦੀ G20 ਦੇ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। That is the world good or is the world going bad? Is the world on a same page with respect to corona, or is the world not? Is the world coming together vis-a-vis terrorism, or no, the world is divided against terrorism? All that we will see that here. One more important thing which he writes here, and which is I think the most important part of your syllabus of with respect to international relations, is their last keyword, that is etc. I think this is the most important word which the Punjab Public Service Commission writes here, because he wants you to know कि भैया ਤੁਸੀਂ UNO ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, 100 ਏਜੰਸੀਆਂ UNO ਦੀਆਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, ਬੋਡੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਰਿਲੇਟਡ ਨੇ UNO ਤੋਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ IMF ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, WTO ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, ਵਰਲਡ ਬੈਂਕ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ, nothing would happen because ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ. They are not at all asking the questions from this static portion. What they are asking is etc. They are asking questions from this part of your syllabus, and this is the smallest and the most important word in your Punjab Public Service Commission vis-a-vis the international relations and the Indian polity for Punjab. Third, let's come to political theory. So here he talks about concepts like liberty or freedom. Then he talks about equality, justice. He talks about social justice. But I will also talk about economic and political justice. Then he talks about the topics like rights and duties, citizenship, nationalism, secularism, very, very, very important. And again, after all this, after mentioning all this, oh, smartly, he's a smart player. The one who has designed the syllabus for Punjab Public Service Commission is a smart player. He again writes another most important word with respect to political theory in Punjab PCS polity, that is etc. You see terms and conditions apply. कि तुसी जिन्नी मर्जी तैयारी उरे तो कर लो, थोड़ा कुछ नहीं बनना. Why? Because the question which I ask you will be from etc. And hence I would show you the trends of the past 4 years, that this etc. has the maximum number of questions from part 2 and part 3 of my polity. This I can guess, this I can analyze the trends. कि यहाँ पर जो कोर पॉलिटी में से आया है, yes, I can make you confined to Lakshmikant and I can give you the relevant material, but for this I would have to prepare you in some different manner, in some different, we will see. So talking about the syllabus, yes, core polity, basic features, obviously basic features, what is the nature of your constitution, how was the constitution made, by whom was the constitution made, that is the constituent assembly, what were the committees of constituent assembly. पिछले साल ही क्वेश्चन आया था पटेल पर 2015 में, what was so important about 2015 that they asked the question from Patel. सरदार पटेल का एक क्वेश्चन इन्होंने यहाँ से बेसिक फीचर्स में से कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली में से पूछा था. ऐसा क्या हुआ था कि उनको सरदार पटेल की याद आई? Is the highest and the tallest statue of India, that is the Statue of Unity. सरदार पटेल का स्टैचू बना था, इसीलिए उन्होंने क्या किया? They asked a question about Sardar Patel from the basic features. We will see that. दूसरा, yes, the provisions, or we will see all the important provisions of the Constitution of India. Let's say the states reorganization is very, very important. Recently, Jammu Kashmir has been reorganized, so that Article 3 or Article 2, Article 1, 2, 3 are still in trend. Abhi you see, recently there has been a plea in the Supreme Court that why are we calling India as India? Why not we call India as only Bharat? Or why are we not calling India only with its Hindi name? Because India has been given as a concept by the Middle East people or the English people or the outsiders or the invaders. We were Bharat, we were Sarzameen Hindustan. So why are we talking about India? We should call it in a Hindi name or a Punjabi name. Bharat bolna chahiye apan. Why India? So all that you see. That matches the same controversy of Udta Punjab. When the Punjab government said that don't call the picture Udta Punjab, भाई पंजाब को किससे replace करें? Udta neighboring state of Haryana. You see, this is also as hilarious as the same plea which was given by the Udta. You see, Punjab is Udta Punjab, Rangla Punjab. And then yes, the most important thing, amendments and schedules. इनमें से आपके हर साल 3 या 4 questions बन रहे हैं. If you talk about, he is directly giving you the quotes from the class notes, क्लास नोट्स में से if I tell you that the 42nd amendment is the, what do we say, mini constitution of India, because it changed the maximum or the most of the provisions of the constitution, be it emergency, be it related to the president of India, be it related to the prime minister of India, be it related to the fundamental duties. You see, it was all done by whom? Indira Gandhi, yes. And who was Indira Gandhi? Indira Gandhi was Papa ki pari. तो उस पापा की परी ने, she played hell with the Constitution of India. She changed the most of the provisions of the Constitution, and yes, the amendments, they've been respecting Indira Gandhi. They've been asking questions regarding the 42nd Amendment and all other amendments. We will see the latest ones as well. उसके बाद शेड्यूल, उसके बाद yes, in elections they have been asking many questions from elections. Elections से कैसे कैसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. See, he is asking about the political party or an eligibility of political party, that how does or what does a political party need to be recognized as a national party or a state party. He is asked that. So we will see. जैसे वो सवाल पूछ रहा है उसी हिसाब से हम अपनी तैयारी को ओरिएंट करेंगे. And yes, very important. See, he is asking some factual as well as some analytical questions from Panchayati Raj institutions. And you see, Punjab is yes predominantly an agricultural state. ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ farmers ਨੇ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਾ rural area ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ rural ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਜਾਂ rural areas ਦੇ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਵੀ question बनने ही बनने. We will tackle all those questions related to Panchayati Raj institutions. हम आगे देखेंगे किस तरह के आए हैं. Regionalism and coalition politics, this is a concept I'll teach you nicely. उसके बाद I'll come to the security issues with respect to Punjab, the Khalistan issue I'll tell you, the armed conflicts in Punjab, the terrorism from Pakistan, or the border dispute with China and the armed and the insurgency in the northeast, and how the Red Revolution was given birth by the Green Revolution. See, Green Revolution was an agricultural revolution in the northern states like Punjab, Haryana, Western UP or Northeast Rajasthan. However, the fruits of Green Revolution were concentrated in these states. They were not distributed to the northeastern states like UP, Bihar. वहाँ पर गरीबी रही, वहाँ पर भी गंगा है, वहाँ पर भी alluvial plains है, वहाँ पर भी fertility है, but their prosperity did not reach. So the people of those states revolted. The Naxalism started from a village called Naxalbari or a place called Naxalbari in Bengal, and then it spread to the whole parts of India and 106 red districts. So yes, it is also said that the Green Revolution gave rise to the Red Revolution. So we will see that जो armed insurgency वहाँ पर हुई. We will tackle all that in this. International relations, I would obviously tell you कि भैया how does UNO work or how does WTO. I'll give you the basic handouts, PDFs of all these organizations. I'll tackle each of them. Then with respect to etc. Yes, the maximum questions from this part, international relations, have been asked from current affairs. So we will see. I'll give you a gist of all the current affairs, all the important current affairs from the past 1 year with respect to Indian polity. So I'll do that with you with respect to international relations. यहाँ पर भी I'll tell you what is liberty. See, it is not the same. Yes, liberty is mentioned in your preamble. What is the preamble? We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to give to each of its citizen, ਅਸੀਂ अपने हर एक नागरिक ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ? We'll give him liberty, we'll give him equality, we'll give him justice. Yes, those concepts are mentioned in your Lakshmikant and your preamble, but yes, I would teach you the theoretical aspect. Yes, obviously everyone knows that liberty is freedom or liberty is azadi or equality means barabari. But I would give you a political perspective, the theoretical perspective. Ki what does a liberal say about him? What does a socialist say about him? What does what do women say about them? What does a feminist think about all these notions? Similarly, when I talk about justice, I'll give you many conceptions of justice. Right from Plato, I'll talk about justice given by Plato and justice by Aristotle. Then I'll talk about Rawls' theory of justice. I'll talk about justice in the minds of liberals. Then I'll talk about the Karl Marxist conception or the Marxist conception of justice. Then about feminist critique of justice. And then about Hannah Arendt's that what does she think in the contemporary forms of justice, and I'll talk about Amartya Sen's theory of justice or Michael Sanders or Gandhian theory of justice. So Ambedkarite justice, Ambedkar also thought about justice. He said that, Ambedkar said an important thing, that political democracy has no worth without social and economic डेमोक्रेसी. कि पॉलिटिकली मैं अपने सारे दलित्स ਨੂੰ, मैं अपने सारे बैकवर्ड क्लासेस ਨੂੰ, शेड्यूल कास्ट ਨੂੰ मैं उन्होंने की देती रिजर्वेशन देती, मैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन राही उन्होंने रिजर्वेशन फड़ा दी. लेकिन आर दे रियली कमिंग अप? आर दे रियली बीइंग रिस्पेक्टेड इन द सोसाइटी? और a person who does manual scavenging, जेड़ा बंदा गटर च जांदा है ते अपना करदा है, is he a Brahmin that is going in the gutter? Or is he a Shudra, or is he a scheduled caste that is going into the gutter? As we, there are millions of lakhs and crores of manual scavengers in India, and the figures are not at all reported by the government. Railway is the largest employers of manual scavengers. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਥ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਛਾਬੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਝਾੜੂ ਨਾਲ, they clean the dry latrines, they clean the pot seats for the other people. So this is the thing which has been prevalent, still prevalent in India. And has that resulted? Has the constitution helped those people? No, the constitution hasn't helped those people. So we'll talk about justice there. Then rights and duties. Yes, liberals want rights, but socialists will say no, we want duties. So Soviet Union में duties ही duties हैं, America में rights ही rights हैं. So America is a liberal country, Russia is a socialist country. वहाँ पर there are more duties and वहाँ पर there are more rights. And in Korea there are no rights, only duties. In China also there are very less rights. We see the secessionist movement or the autonomy movement or the umbrella revolution of Hong Kong जो वहाँ पर चल रहा है. So we'll talk about rights and duties and Gandhian conception of rights and duties. See, Gandhi ji preferred duties to rights. He said that if you want a clean environment, Gandhi ji said that, see, after Modi, सबके आगे जी लगाने की आदत पड़ गई है. Modi ji, Gandhi ji, Rahul ji, Nehru ji. So Gandhi ji said that if you want rights, if you deserve rights, you should first perform your duty. For example, you have the right to clean environment under Article 21 of your Constitution. Article 21 you have the right to clean environment. But for that right to clean environment, you will have to perform your duty under Swachh Bharat Mission. That I will not litter around or I will not spit my gutka. So before claiming that right, I have to perform my moral duty. Yes, they are not enforceable. So that was the Gandhian conception of right. He preferred duties to rights. वो बोलते हैं duties आगे आएंगी. Then I'll give you the conceptions of citizenship, what thinkers told you about, or I'll give you the theory of citizenship, कि किन thinkers ने citizenship के बारे में बात की, and citizenship के बाद उन्होंने क्या theories दी citizenship की, कि India में citizenship का क्या concept है. Yes, there is a universal citizenship and there is no dual citizenship as in America, and we'll talk all that. उसके बाद nationalism. See, nationalism is a concept. A nation is a concept, or a nation is a group of people. A nation is a cultural concept, that it is a group of people which want to live together in harmony with each other. So there are four basic concepts. One is nation. दूसरा is a state. तीसरा a nation state. चौथा nation in the making. So we will see all these things when we talk about the theory of nationalism. I'll tell you what is a nation. It is a cultural concept. I'll tell you what is a state. It is a legal concept. Then I'll tell you what is a nation state. It is a mixture of the nation and a state. It is a mixture of culture and legality. When someone or when a group of people which want to live together in harmony come together and form a legal association or a legal tender in the form of Constitution of India, they perform or they make a nation state. And what is nation in the making? It is a historical concept. You see, there were three types of people in the Indian national movement: the moderates, the extremists, Gandhians and socialists, and revolutionary terrorists. So moderates considered that India is not a nation, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान में अभी तक there is no feeling of coming together and living in harmony with each other. You see, Jhansi, Rani Jhansi wanted to liberate her Jhansi. Tatya Tope wanted to liberate Kanpur. Kanwar Singh wanted to liberate Bihar. General Bhakt Khan wanted to liberate Bareilly. Muhammad Shah wanted to rule over Delhi. Where was India? India was nowhere. So there was a lack of spirit of nationalism there. Nationalism की feeling ही नहीं सी कि साढ़े कोल होते. And Punjab, we fought for our Punjab, but we were divided. We were Hindus, we were Muslims, we were Punjabis, we were Northerns, we were Dravidians, we were Aryans, but we were not Indians. So hence moderate said, ਜਿਹੜੇ moderate ਬੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਦੇ, like Anand Mohan Bose, S.N. Banerjee, Dadabhai Naroji, K.D. Telang, all those people, the Buzurg people, which were the original inventors of Congress in 1885. उन बंदों ने कहा कि India is not a nation, India is a nation in the making. Then I'll talk about nationalism की theories also, कि what was the conception of, who gave the concept of nationalism. I'll talk about Machiavelli, who first talked about a modern thinker who first talked about the nation. Then I'll talk about Thomas Hobbes, who gave the theory of sovereignty, an explicit theory of sovereignty. Then I'll talk about Tagore's conception of nationalism of a nation. And then I'll talk about Aurobindo Ghosh जो थे हमारे extremist थे, लाल बाल पाल और घोष, and उनका notion of nation, what was Gandhian conception of nation, what was Nehruvian conception of nation, we'll talk about all that. Swami Vivekananda ने भी nation की बात करी, we'll talk about his cultural nationalism as well, which somewhat resonates with Aurobindo Ghosh. And then I'll talk about secularism. You see what is secularism and who gave the first theory of nationalism. What is the difference between the Indian conception of secularism and the Western conception of secularism? See, secularism in West means that there has to be a strict or a tight separation between the church and the state, or between the religion and the state, because politics is a public affair, but religion is your personal affair. However, India में ऐसा नहीं है. Indian state can intervene in your personal affair as well. Indian state आपके religion में intervene कर सकती है. जैसे कि कोविड के टाइम में अभी आजान बंद कर दी गई है. कहाँ पर? Yes, यूपी में, in फरुखाबाद and all the गाजीपुर districts, वहां पर ऑर्डर आ गए हैं कि हम आपको कोविड के टाइम में आजान नहीं करने देंगे. और the Indian Vedas or the scriptures say that in Haji Ali Dargah or in Shani temple, that South Indian Sabrimala temple, the women will not be allowed to go in the sanctum sanctorum. वहां पर औरतों को इजाजत नहीं दी जाएगी. However, Indian state intervened in the form of Supreme Court judgment that yes, there has been a violation of the right to equality under Article 14. So Indian secularism में, yes, you are allowed to intervene in the personal affair. Similarly, when we talk about Sikhism, yes, you cannot carry a knife. But if you are a Sikh, je tusi amrit chakya, if you are a Sardarji, if you are wearing a turban, yes, then the Sarkar allows you to carry a kirpan. Kirpan carry karan di allowance hai, otherwise you cannot carry weapons. But if you are a Sikh, you can carry your kirpans. So this is all we'll discuss with respect to the syllabus. So moving on from the syllabus, I'll talk about the trends कि पिछले 3 या 4 साल से ਜਿਹੜੇ अपने पेपर होए ने PCS ਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚ कित्थों किन्ने क्वेश्चन आए ने. मैं ट्रेंड एनालिसिस किया. I have analyzed the trends according to which PPSC has been asking you questions with respect to Indian polity for Punjab Public Service Commission exam. So 2012 च this was an old pattern. एक पुराना पैटर्न सीगा जब थोड़े 150 क्वेश्चन आया करते सी, but these were very factual questions. ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫੈਕਚੁਅਲ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਸੀਗੇ. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਰ ਪੋਲਿਟੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜਿਹਦਾ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਕਨਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਵੀਜ਼ਨਸ ਜਾਂ ਅਮੈਂਡਮੈਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ 'ਚ, they asked a total of 16 questions. 12 questions directly came from Lakshmikant or our notes, and 4 questions came from the current affairs, that is the news. Then in IR, with respect to IR, yes, we had 11 questions. 9 questions were straightforward from the class notes, that is the static portion, and 2 questions from the newspapers, that is the current affairs. Here only 1 question was asked from theory, and a total of 28 questions out of 150. That is approximately 20% of your weightage. with respect to your exam. Similarly, in 2013, the same trend was followed. 14 questions were asked, 12 questions were from the static part and 2 were from the newspapers, that is current affairs. And in the international relations, all 5 questions appeared from the current affairs. No question appeared from the theory part. 19 questions in all, that is approximately again 20% of your weightage. Similarly, in 2015, we saw the trend that all 12 questions were asked from the static portion, only 3 questions of IR from the current newspapers, and yes, they had some more questions from the Indian theory. That is why we will be emphasizing on Indian theory as well. इस बार ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ theory भी ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ. Total 21 questions in all out of 100. That again means your, what do we say, 20%. Ab, if we talk about the trends and the totalities, you see the maximum number of questions have been asked from the core polity portion. 52 questions have appeared from here, 23 questions from IR, and only 8 questions from your Indian theory. And Indian theory and IR are the most open-ended. We saw the terms etc. written in the syllabus for each of these things. So hence this, the random questions have been coming. Even the scholars or PhD scholars need to Google all those things which they have been asking randomly. We will see how to tackle that. वो हम देखेंगे किस तरह से हमें करना है. So however, value for money portion is your polity and your IR. Your theory is not value for money. For instance, you give it equal time, equal weightage, equal intellectual your capability, equal knowledge, and what do you get? Only 2 questions per year. The average in 4 years is 8 questions. That is only 2 questions per year. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਰੇ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 52 ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਉਰੇ 23 ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਰੇ ਸਿਰਫ 8 ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਏ ਨੇ. That is only 2 questions per year. So hence I do not think you should spend maximum time here. I think you should be very, very well versed with this core polity portion as well as the current themes of the IR. You see why current affairs? I'll tell you why. WTO has exhausted, UN has exhausted. They have named 5 agencies. So how many questions can they ask from them? The questions would be repetitive. Hence they are adopting the current affair approach. They are tackling the current. Whatever agency is in news automatically becomes important for your exam. For instance, World Tourism Organization, they asked a question on that. So in whims and fancies, you cannot just get up from your bed and read World Tourism Organization. You would only read it when it comes into news. So this is how we will tackle this portion, IR wala portion. This is fairly simple. These are your इतने अच्छे से पॉलिटी करा दूंगा कि आपके टिप्स पे हो जाएगा सारा का सारा पॉलिटी. You will not have to worry about anything. So guys, after discussing the syllabus and telling you the trends of how PPSC has been asking questions, कि कित्थों या केड़े एरिया चो किन्ने क्वेश्चंस आए ने ते किदां दे क्वेश्चंस आए ने ते ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਏਰੀਆ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਐਮਫਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, because obviously you will study more or focus more on that area which has more number of questions being asked. Next important thing is I'll discuss with you the full paper, all the polity questions of 2018, which was the recent or the latest exam, in 2015. So 2018 से and 2015, we'll take the polity questions one by one and you will be getting a sense of how PPSC has been asking you questions. So let's say they asked the second question based upon the current affairs. See, they asked you, it was a tricky question, but it was directly from the headlines. I'll tell you how. They asked you, in the Aam Aadmi Party, in the case for Lieutenant Governor of Delhi versus the Chief Minister of Delhi, there was a tussle between the LG, that is Anil Baijal, and Arvind Kejriwal's political party. You see, that was a political thing because Aam Aadmi Party is in state and in center there is BJP, and a Lieutenant Governor of a state or UT is appointed by the President of India, who works on the advice of Narendra Modi and his cabinet. So उन्होंने बोला कि अनिल बैजल को अपॉइंट कर दिया जाए, and whatever initiatives were being taken by Arvind Kejriwal Sarkar in Delhi, they were being stalled or stopped by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. So that was the main issue. Hence, Aam Aadmi Party went to the courts, the honorable courts. Supreme Court under 131, under Article 131, has the original and the exclusive jurisdiction to resolve disputes amongst various states, or the dispute between the center and the state. Since the Lieutenant Governor is an agent of the center, he is an agent of the government of India, hence there was a tussle and the case was a perfect one for Supreme Court to handle. इस केस के अंदर, now what they've asked is, इस केस के अंदर who was the defense counsel or who was the lawyer for the Aam Aadmi Party? Because they have given 4 options. I'll tell you how by common sense these options can be eliminated. First of all, they've given Ram Jethmalani, then they talked about P. Chidambaram, third they've talked about Dushyant Dave, and fourth Mukul Rohtgi. See, Dushyant Dave and Mukul Rohtgi, most of the times they have appeared for BJP or they have appeared for the central government. So they could not appear, or they would not have appeared for Aam Aadmi Party. We know this. Then Ram Jethmalani, and there is a confusion between Jethmalani and Chidambaram. See, Ram Jethmalani was the defense counsel of Arvind Kejriwal versus Arun Jaitley case. When there was a criminal defamation case on Arvind Kejriwal by the former law minister, that is Arun Jaitley, उस केस के अंदर राम जेठमलानी जी ने अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को डिफेंड किया था. बट हियर ही इज नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट अरविंद केजरीवाल, he is talking about the government of Delhi versus the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Hence, and there was another headline in the newspaper during those times, I remember, that Arvind Kejriwal, since he chose P. Chidambaram, but when he came to power, he criticized the Congress for being corrupt. And the headline said that Arvind Kejriwal ने एक corrupt बंदा कांग्रेस दा अपना डिफेंस करने ਲਈ कोर्ट च पेश करता. So he chose a corrupt Chidambaram. So this was fairly simple had you been reading newspaper. So this is the worth of reading a newspaper. At least इतना ज़्यादा नहीं पूछा जिन्हें मैं दस्या, but they only asked you the important headline. Had some student studied or read that headline कि यार he was being defended by Ram Jethmalani and Delhi government was being defended by P. Chidambaram. So यहाँ पर there is a difference. So second question from current affairs. Now 28th question which he's asked is, so he's asked you to match the following figures, and he's asked you to match the various aspects of constitution with the places from where they've been adopted. For example, you adopted your federalism from Canada, or you adopted your fundamental duties from Soviet Union, or you adopted from your directive principles from Ireland, या तुमने judicial review United States of America से adopt किया है. So yes, adopted features. So there is a table for these features given in Lakshmikant. I'll tell you all the appendices, all the tables, all the important articles which you have to read vis-a-vis your Indian polity when you start preparing for your Punjab Public Service Commission. This is my job to tell you, because Lakshmikant is a 600-page book. So I'll tell you how to read it selectively. You don't have to mug up Lakshmikant from cover to cover. I'll give you the important things which you have to do. Third, he is asked question number 29. So he is asked about the committees of parliament. It is very, very important. So this question on the committees of parliament has been appeared twice or thrice within these 4 years. So he has asked you that. उसके बाद he has asked you, yeah, Rohingya crisis. See, Rohingyas were the migrants or the minorities in the Rakhine state of Myanmar, that is Burma, on the Bangladesh, India and Myanmar border. वहाँ border पर जो Rakhine state है, वहाँ पर वहाँ के मुसलमान जो रोहिंग्या हैं, उनकी लड़ाई वहाँ के बुद्धिस्ट से हो गई. तो वो माइग्रेंट्स जो थे वो बांग्लादेश में आ गए, और कुछ हिंदुस्तान में आ गए, कुछ कश्मीर तक भी आ गए, और जब मोदी जी ने उनके खिलाफ ओंग सैंग सूकी को सपोर्ट करना था मोदी जी ने, तो व्हाट डिड ही से? ही सेड दैट सिंस जस्ट लाइक इंडिया इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम टेररिज्म, Myanmar is also suffering from terrorism, and he was indirectly referring to the Rohingyas, and hence अखबार में से directly he asked you 3-4 things about Rohingyas. Question 31 again, amendments. Question 32, he's again talked about schedules. So amendments and schedules, see every year there are 2 or 3 questions on them. If you analyze the 2012, 13, उसके बाद 15 या फिर 18, this trend has been continuous. We'll tackle all the important amendments, and yes, 33 is from elections. He's asked you which of the following conditions are to be satisfied for a party to be recognized as a national party, and who recognizes a party as a national or a state? Election Commission of India. It has the powers of superintendence, management and free and fair elections hold करने के लिए. So elections में से उन्होंने आपके syllabus में से ये topic choose किया. Then next question 34th, obviously he's talked about Panchayati Raj institutions. He's given you a question on, he's asked, you see, Panchayati Raj elections are scheduled in the month of September 2018 in Punjab. Consider the following statements about the Panchayati Raj institution. Hence, he is asking you a core question, but again with reference to the current affairs. He is asking you about PRIs, but again, why PRIs? Because Punjab च पंचायत the election होने सी, ताही उन्होंने ये question दोनों पूछ लिया. Then he talks about the most obsessed things. 35. He is talking about who is the chairperson or the chairman of Interstate Council. See, Interstate Council is a constitutional body under Article 263 of the Constitution. So, one more thing which has not been mentioned in your syllabus is bodies. You know, PPSC has been asking a lot of questions on bodies, be it the Interstate Council, be it the President of India, be it the National Commission of Women, be it the Prime Minister of India, be it the CAG, be it the Attorney General of India, be it the elections of Vice President. So he has been asking you a lot of questions related to bodies. In bodies को, in constitutional bodies को करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. So we'll focus there when we'll do it. And then he's asked you, yes, he's asked you about the word bureaucracy. You see. See, he's asked you that who coined this term bureaucracy. And he is given some fairly, this is a tough question actually, you know, the etc. wala part, you know, he randomly got up and there is no linkage between bureaucracy and current affairs, and there are thousands of thinkers in political theory, so you don't know what will he ask. You cannot mug up 1,000 thinkers, you cannot mug up 100 concepts. Yahan par he tried to confuse you because he gave you one of the options as Max Weber, and the other option, which was the correct option, he gave you Vincent de Gournay. So Max Weber gave a theory on bureaucracy. उन्होंने bureaucracy पर theory दी, but he did not coin the term bureaucracy. The term was coined by Gournay. Hence a confusion. Smart enough, this is a tricky question. That is why I guide my children that only, you know, 1 or 2 questions of such type are asked. Don't die for them. उनके लिए मरना नहीं है. You see, अपना का exam clear करना है. Even if we know 99 questions, we prepare for 99 questions, and that demands less hard work. We shouldn't prepare for that 100th question like this, which demands a lot of, you know, research and knowledge and mugging up and cramming and hard work. So this is called smart work. This is not, you don't have to work hard to do, you have to work smart. Similarly, the next question 37th, he is asked about who were the Bretton Woods twins, or what were the organizations resulted from Bretton Woods conference. See, it is very, very simple. World Bank and IMF, because these two institutions are together called Bretton Woods twins. एंड हेंस वही यहाँ से निकले हैं, और जो ब्रेटन वुड्स कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई थी वहीं से ट्विन्स निकले हैं. एंड फेयरली सिंपल, आई वुड से, नॉट रिलेटेड टू करंट अफेयर्स. इट इज अ क्लासिकल क्वेश्चन ऑफ इंटरनेशनल बॉडीज. एंड नेक्स्ट ही आस्क्स यू द क्वेश्चन नंबर 38. Okay, he's asked you a fairly simple question. So question number 38. He's asked you about joint sitting. So along with the bodies, he is also asking you questions regarding the procedures. कि जो पार्लियामेंट के अंदर प्रोसीजर्स हो रहे हैं, जिस तरह से प्रोसीजर्स हो रहे हैं, हाउ इज अ बिल बीइंग पास्ड, हाउ डज अ बिल लैप्स, व्हाट इज अ मोशन, व्हाट इज ही इज आल्सो आस्क्ड यू अ क्वेश्चन ऑन नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स हैव टू बी केटर्ड. इन चीजों का हमें ध्यान रखकर तैयारी करनी है. यस, आई वुड बी टीचिंग यू अबाउट दी procedures. He said, which of the following situations does not is not a sufficient ground for calling a joint sitting. See, who calls a joint sitting? President calls a joint sitting. Why? When there is a deadlock between the two houses. जब लोकसभा राज्यसभा की बात ना माने, या राज्यसभा लोकसभा की बात ना माने, और वो बिल ऑर्डिनरी बिल हो या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट बिल हो, तब वहां पर in CABs no joint sitting would be called. In an ordinary bill a joint sitting would be called if Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are not on the same page with respect to passing a bill. 6 महीने हो गए और बिल वो पास नहीं हुआ, दूसरे हाउस ने रोक लिया, या फिर एक हाउस ने बिल पास किया, दूसरे हाउस ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया, या फिर एक हाउस ने बिल पास किया, दूसरे हाउस ने उसमें कुछ अमेंड कर दिया और वो पहले हाउस को मंजूर नहीं है. That could be a ground for deadlock. He has given you the fourth option. That is the answer, that it is not a ground, that president has refused to give his assent to the bill. See, if a president has to give an assent to the bill, it means the bill has been passed by both the houses, and hence there is no question of deadlock. जॉइंट सिटिंग बुलाने की लोड़ ही नहीं हैगी जे लोक सभा ते राज्य सभा दोनों राजीनामा दोनों का हो गया, बिल पास कर ले. प्रेसिडेंट को तो बिल ता जाऊगा जब दोनों हाउसेस, निचले जेडे हाउसेस ने उन्हां च अपने आप च कोई रजामंदी नहीं हैगी. सो हेंस द कॉमन सेंस आल्सो सेज दैट ऑप्शन डी इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. सो दिस इज हाउ यू विल हैव टू apply not just the knowledge but also the common sense while. And then he is again asked you about the motions. I told you about the procedures. The 40th questions is about the motions or the no confidence motion. He's asked you about that and we will fairly see it. Then 49th question, he's talked about ECOSOC. See, ECOSOC was in news. UPSC also asked a question about ECOSOC in its GS2 mains paper. And Punjab has asked it in prelims that what is the issue with the ECOSOC. America ने funding बंद करती सी ECOSOC दी ते a lot of NGOs get a lot of money from ECOSOC and hence ECOSOC was important. Otherwise there are again thousands of agencies, but whatever was in news was being asked by you. Then he asked again from the current affairs, Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. So that was in news and he asked it. Is it a permanent body? No. Is it a statutory body? No. I haven't heard about a law which makes or creates PMEAC. So hence current affairs. Again, then he asks you question number 74. That which of the following thinkers gave you theory on discourses on inequality? Which of the following thinkers has given the theory on the discourses of inequality? The options are Voltaire, Rousseau, Montaigne, and Locke. See, this question was directly from our class notes, and I'll tell you how. देखो, मान लो मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਇਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ knowledge, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ question common sense ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. See, I have told you in my class notes, and it is directly written there, that Locke gave the theory of liberty. He talked about liberty and nothing else. Although this was his main concept. He talked about many things, but liberty was his core concept. Similarly, Montaigne talked about separation of powers. Rousseau, let's leave him aside, let's leave Voltaire aside. Both these scholars are from France. These are French scholars. Rousseau ने theory of inequality दी थी, Voltaire ने नहीं दी थी. I taught you, or you must have been taught in world history as well, that Rousseau was the front runner or father of French Revolution. World history च ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ पढ़िया होना. Rousseau was the main aspiring mind, or main inspiring mind, main inspiration for the French Revolution. And French Revolution had three main pillars, that is liberty, equality, and fraternity. Hence, who is more likely to talk about inequality when he gives the three main pillars of liberty, equality, and fraternity? I think it would be directly related to. So, from the knowledge of world history, that the French Revolution was inspired by the ideas of Rousseau, and one of the ideas was equality, I would take the book or the title that Discourses of Inequality were given by. This is how your common sense or your elimination may also help you with respect to your Punjab Public Service Commission. Then he's talked about, and he's talked about current affairs, question 75. He's talked about Tehreek-e-Insaf, Pakistan. So which leader had proliferated the political party called Tehreek-e-Insaf, Pakistan? Obviously, it was the headline that your Imran Khan became the PM of Pakistan, and उनकी ये political party थी जो news में थी. जो बाकी options हैं, नवाज शरीफ, no, it is not his party. आसिफ अली जरदारी and Bhutto, no, it is not their party. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is a political party for Imran Khan. You see, he loves Pakistan. Why he loves Pakistan, I don't know. Captain also has his, journalist friend in Pakistan, female journalist friend in Pakistan, and you see, Pakistan is helping Punjab to rise. You see, उड़ता पंजाब जो है वो पाकिस्तान की बदौलत बनता है. बॉर्डर से उस पार जब कुछ आता है इधर तो पंजाब उड़ने लगता है. So this is what is the relation between Pakistan and Punjab. So this was the trend analysis of this was the syllabus, the trend analysis, and the nature of questions which have been asked by Punjab. Next topic would be my approach. You see, what would my approach be? My approach to this section of polity for the purpose of Punjab Public Service Commission would be a targeted, a guided, a narrow approach. Why targeted approach? Why narrow approach? Why a guided approach? See, you do not have time on your hand. आपके पास time नहीं है. I would be very, very targeted. In fact, not just me. You see, Stellar IAS has started a beautiful initiative. All the people, all our faculty members, you see, courtesy Rituraj sir, Rituraj Paji ने बहुत बढ़िया एक अपना ये initiative ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਲਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ कि ਘੱਟੋ ਘੱਟ time ਚ, because time is only 2 to 3 months and you have to prepare a lot of things. So can you afford to waste your time on the thick books of, you see, 1000 pages or 500 pages? No. You have to have a very, very targeted or a narrow approach or a smart approach. you cannot just beat around the bush. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਨੇਰੇ 'ਚ ਤੀਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡ ਸਕਦੇ, because ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਲੱਗ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ. You will have to have a dedicated strategy, an important timeline under which, and then you will have to practice a lot of questions for clearing your prelims. Plus you will have to focus on the key areas which are demanded. For instance, overall CSAT is very very important for Punjab. CSAT ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਮੈਰਿਟ 'ਚ ਕਾਊਂਟ ਹੋਣੇ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਕੋਰਿੰਗ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਥਸ 'ਚ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਗਲਤ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਚਾਂਸ ਘੱਟ ਹੋਣੇ ਹੈ ਜੇ if you solve that question. Similarly, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਪੋਲਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ ਤਾਂ ਪੋਲਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵੀ we will focus only on the core or key areas. We will focus more on them. I'm not saying I'll leave anything. I will not leave a single inch of your syllabus. I am even covering your etc. wale portions which have been given in your syllabus. However, I will make sure that the questions come from those portions, or I'll make sure that the portions which are gathering maximum questions for you are on your tips. Those portions should be mastered by you people. ਤੇ ਇਹੀ ਸਟੈਲਰ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਹੈਗਾ, ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੇ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਆਏ ਆ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਟਾਰਗੇਟਡ ਨੈਰੋ ਤੇ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਅਪਰੋਚ, ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਪੋਲਿਟੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਪੜਾਤਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਬੱਚਾ ਜਾਣੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਜਾਣੇ. ਨੋ, ਸਾਡਾ ਪਰਪਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੇਪਰ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ. ਪੇਪਰ ਦਾ ਫਾਰਮ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਬਟ ਪੇਪਰ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟਜੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਰੇ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. ਵੀ ਆਰ narrowing, we are reducing your time, we are reducing your hard work, we are converting your hard work into your smart work. This is how we are helping you, or going to help you in the next course of few months with respect to your. Then about the study material, yes, for my polity there are 2 standard books which you have to read. One is the NCERT, Indian Constitution at Work. By Yogendra Yadav. It is a class 11th NCERT. You will have to buy this book, and this is a very easy book. Just read it within 2 days and then sit for my lecture. You will be a totally changed person, and you will connect to me much more than otherwise if you would not read this book. And the second book, obviously this was the first book. My second prescription is थोड़ी आपको लक्ष्मीकांत भी लेनी है. See, Lakshmikant, I'll guide you what to study and what not to study. This is very very important. We'll be giving you some material, some PDF, some class notes. Administration ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ provide कराओगी stellar ਦੀ. Then what about the tests and all? You talk to the institution. My work would be the academic work and not the procedural or administrative. So academically, yes, I am with you until you are sure selected in your exam. So thank you all. I hope you liked this session as much as I enjoyed taking it. So, and best wishes to all. Thank you.